All over the world, tech news stories were running with the same headline: Mark Zuckerberg on trial for a crime committed in the metaverse. That morning, social media platforms and news sites went into lockdown. Millions of people on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were debating whether Zuckerberg was really in the dock. Some claimed it was a publicity stunt, while others said the metaverse was no different from the real world. At the headquarters of the Meta company, Zuckerberg's avatar was being shown on giant screens. In the virtual courtroom, thousands of avatar spectators had taken their place. Zuckerberg's lawyers said in a statement, "This case concerns not just one man, but the future of the digital world." In the virtual streets, users unfurled banners Zuckerberg for justice and justice in the metaverse with their own avatars. Some users, on the other hand, said, "Digital crime is a real crime." He organized a protest with slogans. As the trial day approached, there was only one question on everyone's mind: how would a crime committed in the metaverse be prosecuted in the real world? Zuckerberg's fate was to be determined in the biggest court of the digital age. Mark Zuckerberg, with short brown hair, light skin, wearing a dark suit and a blue shirt, was walking in front of the huge digital courthouse of the metaverse. Next to him were his lawyer and several avatars from Meta's digital security team, created in the virtual world. The courthouse stood out with a giant artificial intelligence dome rising into the sky, surrounded by glowing neon lights. Around, thousands of virtual avatars are carrying holographic banners, some of them chanting digital justice. Some people are saying, "Freedom to Zuckerberg," he was cheering. Digital cameras and virtual media bots were broadcasting the entrance of the court live to the whole world. Zuckerberg, as he entered the court door, had a serious and tense expression on his face. When he passed through the digital security gate, his identity and avatar were confirmed. When the doors of the courtroom were open, virtual jurors, digital judges, and lawyers from different countries and platforms took their places inside. When Zuckerberg sat down in the defendant's chair, the eyes of the entire metaverse were turned to this historic case. It was the first time the fate of the digital world was coming into such close contact with justice in the real world. Mark Zuckerberg, with short brown hair, light skin, wearing a dark suit and a blue shirt, sat in the defendant's chair in the huge digital courtroom of the metaverse. Next to him was his lawyer, created in the virtual world, and several avatars from Meta's digital security team. The walls of the hall were surrounded by moving lines of code and holographic panels, while a giant artificial intelligence observer was rotating on the ceiling. The judge was sitting on a digital podium, in avatar form and with a judge's robe shining on him. The jury members consisted of virtual avatars and artificial intelligence representatives selected from around the world. The prosecutor opened a holographic file and said, "Your Honor, Mark Zuckerberg is being tried as the chief responsible for a digital crime committed in the metaverse. This case will determine the boundaries of justice in the virtual world," said. Zuckerberg, with a serious and tense expression, said, "The metaverse has offered people a new space of freedom. Does the responsibility for the crimes committed here belong only to me?" he asked. The virtual spectators present in the hall were further intensifying the atmosphere of the court with instant reactions and emojis. Digital cameras were transmitting this historic moment live to the whole world. The judge banged his gavel on the virtual table and said, "Digital justice begins." When he said, everyone's eyes were on Zuckerberg. The atmosphere in the courtroom was tense. The prosecutor presented digital evidence to the jury showing the moment when the crime was committed on a holographic screen. On the screen, the moments when a user's avatar stole the digital assets of another avatar in the metaverse were being played slowly. The prosecutor said, "Your Honor, this incident was caused by the inadequacy of Meta's security protocols. Zuckerberg is responsible as the person in charge of this system," said. Zuckerberg's lawyer immediately took the floor. "The metaverse is a huge universe with billions of users. It is not fair to place the responsibility for each incident on one person." In addition, Meta's security team intervened immediately after the incident. The judge banged his digital gavel on the table and turned to Zuckerberg. "Mr. Zuckerberg, what measures have you taken to prevent such incidents?" Zuckerberg, with a serious expression, said, "As Meta, we have built artificial intelligence-supported security systems. But digital crimes are constantly evolving, just like in the real world. We are also constantly updating our measures," he said. While the jurors were intently watching the evidence and the defense on holographic screens, the virtual viewers were also intensifying the atmosphere of the courtroom with instant reactions. The tension had peaked in the courtroom. In a final move, the prosecutor called the avatar of the victim in the metaverse to the witness stand. "My digital assets have been stolen, and my faith in security has been shaken after this incident," the holographically appearing avatar said. Zuckerberg's lawyer posed questions to the victim's avatar. "Was two-step verification turned on your account at the time of the incident? Have you used the security measures offered by Meta?" "No, I hadn't used some of them," the victim replied. This response led to whispers among the jurors. At this very moment, an error occurred on the digital walls of the courtroom and a group of hacker avatars tried to infiltrate the court system. The security avatars immediately activated. The lights of the hall went dark for a moment. The judge banged his gavel on the table order. "I don't want chaos in the digital court." This unexpected event once again showed how complicated and dangerous the case can be. All eyes were turned to Zuckerberg again. His answer would determine the future of the digital world. The atmosphere in the courtroom was tense. In a final move, the prosecutor called the avatar of the victim in the metaverse to the witness stand. "My digital assets were stolen, and my faith in security was shaken after this incident," the holographic avatar said. Zuckerberg's lawyer posed questions to the victim's avatar. "Was two-step verification turned on your account at the time of the incident? Have you used the security measures offered by Meta?" "No, I hadn't used some of them," the victim replied. This response led to whispers among the jurors. At this very moment, an error occurred on the digital walls of the courtroom and a group of hacker avatars tried to infiltrate the court system. The security avatars immediately activated. The lights of the hall went dark for a moment. The judge banged his gavel on the table order. "I don't want chaos in the digital court." This unexpected event once again showed how complicated and dangerous the case can be. All eyes were turned to Zuckerberg again. His answer would determine the future of the digital world. After the chaos in the courtroom, the systems were brought back under control. The judge banged his digital gavel on the table and a deep silence ensued in the hall. Jurors once again reviewed all the evidence and witness statements on holographic screens. The judge stood up to explain his decision. Mark Zuckerberg cannot be held directly responsible for digital crimes in the metaverse. However, it has been decided to subject Meta to strict controls to improve its security protocols and better protect users. Zuckerberg took a deep breath and nodded slightly. He saw eye to eye with his lawyer. Both of them were aware that this result was a turning point for the future of the digital world. Virtual viewers instantly began to share the decision on social media. While some thought that justice had been served, others argued that stricter measures should be taken. The judge said, "Digital justice has been served." He closed the court by saying. As the lights of the hall slowly dimmed, Zuckerberg's face had the weight of both relief and responsibility on it. As the digital courtroom emptied, the following message appeared on the screen: "Justice in the metaverse is always a new beginning."